Hey guys, Dissection of Violence here. Well, I might as well get it done and over with. I usually wait for the two guys that I respect to get their opinions out, to gauge off what they think. But uh, if any changes need to be made, I'll let you know. But yeah, let's get right into it. I won't get into too much detail for the fighters that I train with. I just don't want to be too biased, and you know, I'll just give you guys brief thoughts of what I think about the fights. But yeah, so we got Diana Belbita versus Maria Oliveira. So Belbita, she keeps her chin protected, almost too protected. Cause I find she doesn't flow a lot. She's a little stiff, but she's very technical. She's very good. She's good power as well. I feel like she should have the striking advantage. Maria, I'd say it's even in the grappling. Um, and as far as sorry, my boy made some money through the cord. Let's go. Um, but yeah, so Maria Oliveira, she's down to scrap. She'll mix it up, but I believe she might be the better athlete of the two. But as far as striking and like, I don't know. This is a close fight. I'm leaning Oliveira, but I can see how the judges could like the damage that Belbita is probably gonna inflict. So I'm gonna lean Oliveira, but I'm not confident. Really, really play it. I would just take the over here, and or not even take the over. I might as well just pass this fight. But yeah, guys, just be careful with this one. Moving on, we have David Dvorak versus Steve Erceg. Steve Erceg, his chin's a little high for my liking. Striking's okay. I'd say David Dvorak has the striking advantage. I don't know, probably has the wrestling advantage as well. I like the grappling of Steve Erceg. I think he has better jiu-jitsu. Starboy is very good on the ground. But the guys he's beating in internal MMA, it's like 4-1, 7-5, 2-0, 12-4. Shannon Ross, he finished Shannon Ross like he's supposed to, but and he beat Sunguch. Is this the same one? Yeah, he's beat some good competition. Um, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Dvorak here, but I could see Starboy getting the upset, so worth a sprinkle for sure. I got him in the opening odds, so I don't know if they're still worth it now, but you know, definitely gonna be a fight I'm gonna be paying attention to for sure. I'll be at this event live, guys, so I'm gonna be really busy calling the fights like live betting. It's gonna be a great card. Um, Next up, we got Kyle Nelson versus Blake Bilder. Blake Bilder, he's a very technical striker, or not striker, MMA fighter. He likes to use his footwork, stay bouncy on his feet. He's got some good power, explosiveness. He's a bit green, and for that reason, I worry for him in this fight because Kyle Nelson's not anything but green. He's he's experienced. He's got really vicious power. I'd say he's a superior striker. His grappling's underrated. Um, I think he's going to be a problem here for Bilder, and the crowd being on his side is going to sway the judges, in my opinion. Uh, it really depends on what Kyle shows up. I feel like Kyle's in the best shape he's ever been in. Um, I really like Kyle here. I don't know if I really like him here, but I really like his chances here. Everyone thinks he's just going to get run over by Bilder. Bilder's not too sure of himself when he fights. His game plans aren't the greatest, and you're going to need a good one to when you beat Kyle Nelson. So, um, Bilder is probably the pick, but I don't know because I think because I just think Bilder. Cause I like his wrestling, but I don't know because I do think Kyle Nelson is the better fighter of the two. But it really depends on what the judges score, control or damage, and it's gonna be control versus damage. I don't know who's the better wrestler. I'm just going off of what I see, and I don't know. I don't even know who to pick in this fight. It's a 50-50 fight for me. I don't even know if I have a prediction just yet. Actually, all I'm gonna say is I lean early. I lean. I don't even know. I want to say Boulder, but I can't because I think Nelson's got just as good of a shot to win this. Um, you're gonna have to wait till fight day. I'm definitely tempted on taking the +3-5 for sure. I really like that play for Kyle Nelson. And then, anyways, yeah, moving on, we have Zahabi versus Aoriqileng. So Aoriqileng, he likes to move forward, lands the big shots. His head doesn't move a whole lot. He's lost to Cody Durden. He's lost to Jeff Molina. He's beat Cameron Ellis and Jay Perrin. Not the greatest wins. Um, Opposed to fighting Ayman Zahabi. Ayman Zahabi is a very, very dangerous opponent. Very, very calculated. Great fight IQ. I think Ayman Zahabi is going to be the more technical striker. I think he's going to land the more efficient shots, and he's going to catch Aoriqileng coming in. Or he's gonna outvolume him. I'm gonna go with Ayman Sahabi being the better fighter, the better fight IQ, but I do worry a bit about the chin, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna go with Zahabi here. Moving on, we got Miranda Maverick versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. So again, this is a teammate of mine. There's a lot of bias here. I got Jasmine. I think Jasmine wins this. I do like Miranda Maverick's wrestling, her grappling. The only difference between her and Jasmine is I think Jasmine's has a little less experience against the higher level competition, but she isn't a spring chicken. If like she isn't just some new green girl. Like she definitely is going to be able to compete. I believe she's going to be able to make this an ugly fight. Where Miranda Maverick doesn't like it. I feel like Miranda Maverick likes everything nice and pretty. Looks to rack up the points, get some control time, whereas Jasmine's there to fight. It's the athlete versus the fighter in my situation. Yeah, I feel like Jasmine's an athlete too, but I feel like Miranda sees herself more as an athlete than a fighter, and Jasmine's a fighter, and she's down to scrap. She's tough, and I feel like she's gonna be a problem for Miranda Maverick. I really think Jasmine's gonna edge one round here. So +3-5 is a pretty safe bet in my opinion. But yeah, this is gonna be a close fight. I lean Jasmine here. I feel like the fighter being in Canada as well. The crowd's gonna go nuts for her when she has her moments. It's gonna look good in the judges' eyes. I'm gonna go with Jasmine here. Yeah, moving on. We got Chris Curtis versus Nasruddin Imavov. Chris Curtis, man, he's got body shots for days. He's got uh he's got some clean boxing, counter boxing. I believe he's going to be a problem for Nasruddin as well in the later rounds with better cardio, good takedown defense. He's just a more experienced fighter. Um, over for almost over. This will be his 41st professional fight. Nasruddin Imavov, I believe he has 5-round experience now, which is good, but I believe Strickland beat him up, and I believe Chris Curtis, if he lands too much to the body, I feel like he can finish Nasruddin with body shots in the later rounds. This is a close fight. I think Nasruddin could edge a unanimous decision or a split decision, just being outpointing Chris Curtis, winning the exchanges. But again, this is a closer fight. I'm going to lean Chris Curtis here just because he's a more seasoned striker, more seasoned MMA fighter, more seasoned veteran. But again, this is a close fight, so be careful. Moving on, we have Eric Anders versus Marc-Andre Barriault. Marc-Andre Barriault is a pressure forward fighter. He likes to feel you out in that first round. Likes to leg kick a lot. Stick behind the jab. Eric Anders, on the other hand, he looked very good in his last fight. He's a veteran. He used to train out of Fight Ready. He now trains out of the lab. He lost to Joe Pyfer in a grappling match. He beat Kyle Dawkins quite convincingly. Young Park, he lost to. It was a split decision, but he could have got that one. I don't know. I like Anders here, but I do think not training at Fight Ready. There's a lot of unknowns, so I don't know. I'm gonna go with Eric Anders here, but I'm not confident, and I'm worried here because Marc-Andre Barriault is definitely a live bet opportunity. But yeah, I do think Marc-Andre Barriault is a live bet opportunity after 1-1, depending how gassed Eric looks. But if Eric's in good shape, he should be able to win this. I don't know, actually. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go Canadian. I'm going to go Marc-Andre Barriault. This is a close fight, though. Moving on. We got Dan Ige, 50K Ige versus Nate Landwher. Nate Landwher makes a fight ugly. He can win this fight. I just don't see him doing that. Dan Ige has a good way of making fights, very technical, and he doesn't allow fighters to brawl or bring him into a brawl. He is a very, very dangerous striker, vicious power. He's lost to only the best of the division. Chan Sung Jung, Josh Emmett, Evloev, Cater. He's beat guys like Gavin Tucker, Damon Jackson, Edson Barboza. I think he can win here. I think he wins here. I think he can catch Nate Landwher. Landwher is very defensively not sound, but he is very, very aggressive and he can break fighters. I'm going to go with Dan Ige here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nate Landwher somehow survives a early flurry, and somehow manages to gas out Dan Ige later in the third or late in the second. I just think this is a fight tailor-made for Ige, being the more technical striker. Dan Ige, I got winning this fight, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nate pulled the upset. Moving on, we have Mike Malott versus Adam Fugitt. Adam Fugitt, they both have something in common. They both finished Salman Radfro around the same way. I think he's a very, very dangerous, dangerous guy. He lost to Michael Morales in round 3. So he took a lot of damage from him. So he is tough. He's facing another very dangerous prospect and a finisher in Mike Malott. I like Mike Malott here a lot. Probably my pick of the card just because of the fact that he is I think he's a much better grappler, if not just as good, if not slightly better. And his striking, in my opinion, is better. I feel like he's just going to have him beat everywhere. I like Mike everywhere here. This is a Mike fight. I have him winning here. First round TKO. But yeah, this could go another way. I just don't see it happening. But yeah, I got Mike Malott here by TKO in the first. Moving on, we got Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush. I'm leaning Beneil Dariush. Oliveira hasn't won yet in Canada. He has a problem with guys who mix it all together very well. Could he catch Benny on the feet with the TKO? Yeah, for sure. But I think Benny's too technical and his striking's too crisp. I think he's going to be able to, beat Charles everywhere here. The wrestling's going to be a big problem for Oliveira. I'm going to go with Beneil Dariush here. I just feel like he's going to be the more sound fighter coming in. He's going to be more defensively sound. make less mistakes, and I feel like that's what the fight's going to come down to, is who's going to make less mistakes, and that's going to be Benio. Moving on, we got the champ Amanda Nunes taking on Irene Aldana. This is a hard one. Just joking. I like Nunes here. Aldana has lost to a lot of fighters, like Caitlin Chukagian. She's also older. She's 35 years old. Nunes is 34, 33. Aldana's lost to Holly Holm, Raquel Pennington, Caitlin Chukagian, Leslie Smith, and Tanya Evinger, and Evinger by ground and pound. Whereas Nunes has beat every single person that she's lost to, except for, I don't think there's a person she hasn't beat. She's the greatest fighter to ever do it. Amanda Nunes is the GOAT, and I feel like she's going to prove it. I do worry a little bit just because this is like right at the last time of part of Irene Aldana's prime, so she could pull an upset here with the boxing. But I'm going to go with Nunes here. Just she's a better fighter here. But we'll see. We'll see how this fight goes. I'm really excited for this freaking card. I'm excited to be here live. But yeah, let's get into the most confident predictions. Number 1, we got Mike Malott. Number 2, let's see. We got Nunes, number 2. Number 3, Ige. Number 4, Zahabi. And number 5, Dariush. Alright guys, like, subscribe, you know the drill, and I'll see you next time.